Hi, I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. And today I get the pleasure of showing you a pre-owned 2020 Newmar New Aire. This is the 3343 floor plan. So very short, but you'll see it's packed with a lot of really high-end and luxury features. As we look around the coach, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Newmar was getting a lot of requests from its high-end customers that they weren't able to stay in the national parks because of the length of their high-end coaches. Most of them are 40 or 45 feet long, and most of our national parks were built a long time ago before that was even a thing. So they decided to build a high-end luxury coach in only 33 feet and 10 inches. And I think they did a great job. You'll see that as we go around the coach. Again, this is pre-owned. Darn near perfect, but not quite. But I have to tell you, the price is quite good. So if you reach out to me for that afterwards, as I'm not going to mention it in the video, but more than happy to help you with that afterwards. Newmar does a great job, in my opinion, the very best in quality in any motorhome. But this one is even a little bit extra with all of the extra amenities. And we're talking about powered blinds, heated floors, really soft, cushy furniture, upgraded Girard awnings and window awnings throughout. We also have central vacuum, and this is an all-electric coach. So there's no propane to have to mess with in this coach whatsoever. So let's get started. Obviously, living area. And you'll see they've done just a really nice, sleek job. It's not over the top. This is going to stand the test of time as far as being in style and being able to make this go with whatever colors you choose. We do have recliners here as an option. And what's great about these recliners, not only are they really comfortable, but they actually come out. So you can take these out, put dog kennels in here, or just move them around to make a different living room situation if you choose to. You also have a really nice table here to set your drinks while you watch TV. You'll see we've got a little bit of storage in here. And of course we have some storage above with 4 of these opening. You will notice they put a felt carpet type thing in here, and that's to help with vibration, noise, also to help your things not to shift around too much. When they're not coated like that, they tend to slip around a lot, and that's not good when you're in a moving earthquake every day. You of course have some lights up here, but directly across is where your flat screen Samsung TV is, as well as your Bose soundbar. Now, some of you aren't really into TV or don't want it there all the time. And that's really a great thing that Newmar does, is make this able to go away. And on this touchscreen panel that's right behind me here, I do have controls for all the lights, and I can do ceiling lights, overhead lights, reading lights, wall lights, accent lights. But also I have the ability to close my shades, day shades and night shades. So the day shades, you can get light through them, but people can't really see into your coach. The night shades actually completely black it out, and those are powered. We do have fans here, and then systems is what I was really wanting to show you, and that's the TV up and down. You also have your water pump feature right there. So if you need to get your water pump going, that's where you would do it. One of the many places, actually. So that's what those little touch screens are that you'll see throughout the coach. We have our booth dinette here. Very comfortable seating area. There is a little bit of storage here. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a lot, but that's how they engineered this. So not very deep, but you definitely can put some linens and things in there. Both sides are actually identical. And then your table comes out, and there is a leaf included with the coach and extra chairs that fold up and can be put away when you don't have guests. So over here, you'll see we do have a little bit more storage. Some people call this a china hutch, but really it's just more pantry space. And again, those felt carpeted shelves in there, and they do go back a little bit deeper than they appear. So I'm gonna say about 10 inches more to the back of the coach. And then we have another set down here as well. As promised, we do have a central vacuum, and this is the kick plate for that central vacuum. How that works is if you sweep your debris up to it, kick that like I just did, and it will suck up the debris. So dirt, hair, whatever is on your floor, you can do that. There also is a hose system, more like a traditional vacuum, that you can hook in if you want to do a proper vacuum. Moving into the kitchen area, I'm going to turn more of these lights on here. So kitchen lights on. Oops. There we go. These are also all on dimmers. I didn't push that right, sorry. There we go. Wall lights, let's try that one too. Here. Okay, then we're in the kitchen area. We do have solid surface counters throughout. And then I'll start showing you all the storage that we have here. It's a very small coach, so they really did the best they could with the space they had. Obviously 2 shelves here. This is your book of manuals here. So quite a few things, resources if you ever had trouble. You do have a pull-out here. And then we do have your stainless steel sink. You can tuck these covers away underneath if you don't want them here for travel. And they have little dividers down here to keep them there and from rattling around. A little place here to put sponges and things. And over here, I actually have a pull-out trash department here. That's nice that they included that. Back on the sink, we do have a sprayer here to help keep it real clean. And then over here, this is part of the no propane that I was explaining to you. This is an induction cooktop. And something that Newmar does that nobody else does that I'm aware of is that they make this so that it can lift out and be taken outside. So if you're gonna cook fish or something stinky, gotta get it lined back up, you can just take that outside and cook really easily outside. Also on the opposite side of the covers of these are cutting boards, so dual purpose, very smart. And I love that they added a kitchen window here so you can get a lot of natural sunlight in this coach. Here we have your convection microwave oven, and it's actually quite good sized. And directly above, we do have a max fan or fantastic fan, whatever you want to call that, which is going to suck the air, smoke, whatever you have going on in here. It'll help suck it out really quickly. It also cools the coach down really quickly as well. I'll show you some of the drawers that we have available here. We have 2 of these, that size, and then we have 2 of this size, and they are full extension. Another one here under your cooktop, probably for utensils and things like that. And then we have 2 of this size, and that is where they kept your microwave components for you. So they're all included on this, even though it's a pre-owned coach. Over here we have a Samsung residential refrigerator. Really good size. And then of course your freezer down here. So this is truly set up for a residential. You could live in here. You've got a lot of space, a lot of storage. They really did a great job. Here we have a pantry with full extension drawers. Now these can be adjusted to different heights. Say you wanted to put some cereal boxes in here. Well, they're not going to fit obviously in these heights, but you can actually move the pegs here and make it fit what you need.
You got a question, Teresa?
Oh, sure.
Does the booth dinette come with seat belts?
Yeah, we need to check that because every coach is different, and that has to do with the rating of the chassis rail, if it can handle it or not. So every single floor plan of every single coach is different. I've seen a ton and I've seen none in coaches, and I'm going to say this one does not have them. Great question though, and I will advise you every time you look at a coach, if you're considering it, you need to physically go in and count those seat belts, because truly each floor plan could be very, very dramatically different as far as the amount of people you can put seat belts in. Also, for those of you with the really little ones, most of these higher end motorhomes aren't going to have the latch system if you need that for a baby car seat. So just something to be aware of, but I don't see any on this coach in particular. So moving on, we're going to look at here in the hallway. We have a couple systems going on here. One is our lighting system, which we've gone over a little bit. Excuse me. But over here, we also have a control system for the entire coach. So this is where you're going to be able to check your battery powers, how much water you have in each of your tanks. And then we can do a gen set here. So say it's really hot outside, you want to be able to leave your dog here. You can actually set it for when the temperature gets to a certain point that the air conditioner will be able to come on because of your auto gen start. You can also start it, stop it. We do have your thermostat here as well. So 3 zones: living room, bathroom, bedroom, cool, heat, etc. And then we also have in-floor heat. So we have 3 zones of that as well: front, mid, and rear. Obviously, the rear is going to be your bedroom. Mid is this kitchen area, and then the front as well. I don't think I mentioned before, but we have porcelain tile floors throughout. They can be quite cold when you wake up in the morning, so it's really nice to be able to have those heated floors. Another thing just to mention is that Newmar does not use water to heat the floors. They use a residential system here, and there's 2 reasons. One, if you use water plumbed throughout, it's very patchy. It's also very difficult to locate where the issue is. So if there were a break in the line or a leak in the line, your floor will probably be rotted out by the time that you realize that that's happening. So some of the lower quality coaches will do that as a system, but truly to have a residential style floor, they can detect where the break is in the current, and then pop the one tile up that it's under, and they can solder it back together, put the tile back. It's a very quick, lower cost way to fix your heated floor. It also provides the heat in a lot more consistent manner. So it's a much better system to have it that way. That being said, we do have a continuous hot water system on this coach. It's Oasis brand, and that's a hydronic heating, but it also provides the heat for the coach. So that will be a furnace that can be used via diesel fuel or electric. So if you happen to be plugged in, you can use your electric to get the coach heated and your water heated. So really nice to be able to have that. But again, as much hot water as you have water. So it's really nice to have that system on here, not to have to take a 6-gallon shower and then wait an hour for it to heat up for the next person to take their shower. So moving on, we've got the bathroom here. Now, this is a little bit of a tiny, it's not tiny, but I don't think the cameraman and I can both be in here at the same time. It is very well appointed though. I'll show you as much as I can, and then I'm gonna step out and let him get a better view of it. But we have a lighted mirror in here, a really good size medicine cabinet, and then I'll step out of the way and then he can come and check it out. You may also notice that a lot of these cabinets light up when you open them. And that's going to really help you at nighttime to not have to turn all the lights on and wake everybody up. We do have another one of those exhaust fans up here. So that's going to suck out the moisture. Again, if you're taking a steamy shower, it'll get it out in about 20 seconds. It's very, very efficient. The other thing you may see here, this is an emergency exit door. One of my favorite things that Newmar has done, because a lot of my customers wouldn't be able to fit through an emergency exit window. They're very small. They're also very high up, and jumping out of that would probably break some bones. So this actually has a drop-down ladder included here, very easy. And then you can carry down your animals, your pets that are with you, and you can safely get down. And when we go outside of the coach, I'll show you how far off the ground that is. And you can see it's a much better solution than a window exit would be. Really beautiful job on the shower here with the tile. This is real tile, so you don't have to worry about it bending and cracking during travel. We do have an assist handle here, as well as a drop-down seat here. So I always call that the leg shaving seat, but also helps people that have a hard time standing for long periods. Really nice rain shower head, place to set your stuff. And then down here, I don't know if you can see that little button there. It's not really a button, but what it is, it's a light. And it tells you when the water is heated enough to come out. So say you want it at this temperature. Once it gets to that temperature, this blue light will come on, and then you can say, okay, let's let the water out. Until that point, it's recirculating your water, so you're not just wasting it down the drain. So very smart way to save on water. And that's just so important if you're not plugged in, especially you're boondocking or off-grid. That's going to be a lifesaver for you. All right, the one thing I didn't show you in the kitchen, oh, I did show you, never mind. So moving into the bedroom here, I wanted to show you that we have a really beautiful door. It does let some light in, but this coach doesn't have room for guests to sleep anyway. So again, I think it's just a beautiful thing that they did for accent. You don't need to worry about privacy because no one else is going to stay here with you anyway. But we do have a vaulted ceiling in this room, beautiful accent lighting. This is a queen size bed. And you may notice behind the bed, I just think this is so lovely how they made this kind of a faux window that it can actually let light in. But we also do have an electric day shade and night shade that will come down here, and windows that can open back here if you prefer that. We also have opening windows on either side of the bed if you like to get a cross breeze in here. Above, we do have light controls and generator control. We also have a button here for your awning that's on this window. A little bit of storage up here. And Newmar does a really smart thing. They have the 110 outlet in there, and then they have these little holes here so that if you needed to put some hoses or cords or something like that, you can plug in, for example, a CPAP machine and then have the tubing go through here. It's really smart. A lot of us are using CPAPs nowadays, but even if you just needed an alarm clock or something else, that's an option for you. We do have plugins as well as USB ports on both of the bedside table stands. And tiny storage here. I'm not going to get too excited about it, but you could put some water bottles in there or a book. And then we have this rear closet. We do have some shoe storage shelves in there. It did also light up when I opened it, and we have a safe in there with a programmable code. And the last person was nice enough to write the code on it for you so you can actually change it. Over here, this is your washer and dryer. Easy to get into with the way they designed this door. And then one more thing, under the bed there is a little bit of storage, and they make this on lifts so it's very easy to open. This is the leaf for the table that I promised you. The vacuum cleaner components are right here. Over here, a little bit more storage. So this is going to be obviously your main compartment, and then over here a little bit more. On this side, you'll see there's kind of a gray glass, and that's so that your remote controls can get to your audio-visual equipment that's back here. This happens to have a DVD player, so if you're in bed, this is closed, you can actually still use the remote control and get that going. Another Samsung flat screen TV, as well as another window that does open with an awning over it. And then I'll show you these middle drawers because they're duplicated 3 across, and these are quite deep. And then we also have 3 across of this size. So really good size for the size of this coach. They did a great job. So I'm going to pull in these slides so we can go outside and see the beauty of the coach and all the storage out there. We'll also do a quick scan of the cab area and all the controls that are there. So just as a quick informational, this is built on a Freightliner chassis. It has a 360 horsepower Cummins engine and an Allison transmission. We do have 12,000 pounds of towing capacity. I'm just making sure that I'm not hurting anything, and that's why they put the control for the bedroom in this area so you can keep a good eye on it. The other 2 controls are up front, which also makes a lot of sense so that we can keep an eye on that there. Let's see. And those controls are contained here. So these slides are a little bit different. You'll hear a different sound happening. This is a hydraulic slide, and it lifts up and then comes in. But Newmar does a fantastic job of sealing these slides so you don't get the wind noise and air coming in when you're driving down the road. It really seals up well. And there we go, passenger side slide out. I may not have pointed out that Newmar also does a great job of covering up the air conditioning units. So most coaches are going to have plastic circles all over the ceiling. Newmar does a really beautiful job, no matter what coach it is, of covering these up. This one has a basket weave that goes really well with the decor in here. The other thing that you need to see is that you can get through here to use the restroom or get to the refrigerator and cooktop, to the back bed when you're in travel mode. And that's not just when you're driving down the road. I'm not encouraging you to walk around the coach when you're driving down the road, because that's not necessarily the safest. But there are times, say you're at a rest area and there are trucks next to you, there's just nowhere else for you to park, that you can't put your slides out. And this is going to be really important for that type of a situation. All right, we'll go over the cab real quick. I'm sure you can see how nice and cush these seats are. There are a lot of electric controls on here as well that tilt and move you around. We also have a powered ability to move the pedals toward you or away from you. And down here we have a pedal that can adjust your steering column as well. This is a push button start. And just a little trick, if your fob happens to be low on battery, holding it to the button actually really helps. Let's see here. I'll turn that heat down. I love the sound of an air brake. So over here we'll begin with, you have the HWH computerized leveling system. We do have heated mirrors and electric mirrors. So that's to adjust the ones on the sides. ATC override, and then this is your toll window. So especially on the East Coast, you have to pay a lot of tolls. So instead of having to get out of your coach, you can just quickly throw your change in there and do it that way. Right here we have a battery boost, which will take battery power from your house batteries and put them to the chassis if you need a jump start. You're low on battery here. Dome lights, fog lights. This is just your lights. Over here you have your windshield wipers. This is an important one, and it's really nice that it's here on your wheel. So you have the ability to check your systems. We have tire pressure warning right now, most likely because it's cold outside, that it's telling me you're a little low there. But I can check a lot of other things here as well. Okay, so the most important thing here is the steering effort. And that's gonna decide how much tightness you have on the steering wheel. It's really hard to explain. Newmar calls it comfort drive steering. So as it goes to less, you're going to have a very easy to manipulate wheel. As it goes to more, it's going to get real tight. But what it does for you is it keeps you straight on the road. So say it's really windy or a big truck is passing you, there's a lot of divots in the road, you're not going to be fighting with your steering wheel. It's actually going to do the work for you. And that's something that only Newmar has, is comfort drive steering. The way that it translates into real life though, I mean, all of that technical stuff maybe doesn't matter as much as it makes you not tired at the end of the day and stressed at the end of the day. A lot of motorhome drivers say they just can only do 4 hours. They just get so tired in their shoulders because they're fighting with the wheel. This isn't the case with a Newmar coach. I can tell you they're a dream to park back into spaces and drive. The comfort drive makes it so much easier. You will see this is obviously a pre-owned coach again. We have 22,100-ish miles on it. Another thing that I love about this coach is that we have the transmission right here on the column. So very easy, you don't have to look away, as in the older coaches were designed that you had to look over here to your left and find the right button and push the right button. Here, it's right here, you know, up is drive, down is reverse. You also have your engine brake situation on here, so you can turn that to low and high or off. I'm going to turn that off just for sound. Over here, obviously, we have your radio system, but we also have navigation here, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, and we also have your camera system here too. Let me go back to this actually. Your navigation system, it's very smart because you can actually put in there your height, weight, width, etc. of your coach, not yourself. And it won't take you anywhere that you can't fit. So under a bridge or something like that, it's going to help you to find the right routes for an RV. So really nice system to have. Over here, this is your reverse backup camera. When you do turn your turn signals on, it'll show you the side view of whichever side you're looking at. So you can make sure you're not hurting any animals or kids or going into another vehicle. Over here, these are your visor controls, and those are the day shades I was talking about, but they're in the cab area. So if the sun is really coming in on you, this is your visor. Then you also have what they're calling the shade, and that's the darkening shade. It's very black, and these are the same throughout the coach. This is just the control for this front cab area. You also have a button for docking lights, overhead fans for this area, high, medium, low for that. You can also put your heat here. There's a register down by the passenger's feet that will pull from your Oasis system. Entry door lock, air horn can be on or off, courtesy lights, and your visor. So that's the basics here. We do have a little bit of storage here and here. We also have cell phone charging pads here and on the passenger side. So passenger side, they get the same fancy seat. It is a little bit wider. They also get a little table that they can work on their laptop or eat a sandwich or whatever it is. This is their charger, USB ports. They even have 110 outlets back here. Ceiling light. Step cover is actually a piece of floor that comes out here and covers this area. If you're parked and walking around, it's nice that you're not going to accidentally step there and hurt yourself. But also when you're sitting here as the passenger, it just feels weird to have your feet dangling. You kind of feel like a child if you don't have your step cover deployed. So it's nice that that's there. It feels more secure, gives you a place to rest your feet. The other things over here that you can't really see right now, we do have unlock and lock for our baggage doors that are down here. We also have a battery disconnect for the house. So say you're leaving for the day, you're not plugged in, you don't have a source of power, you can turn this off and it'll turn all your lights off so you don't have to worry about your batteries being dead when you get back. And maybe you forgot to close the closet door and that light's still on. Again, you can just hit that and it will be closed for you or turned off. You do have a patio light here as well. Couple more things. Your screen door here has a retractable screen. And the reason that this is great, one, for the passenger to be able to enjoy the view thoroughly, but also if you're driving and you're having to look through this kind of grayness, it's not the safest. So it's nice that Newmar does a retractable screen, and then it can be used as a screen door when you're parked. So Newmar has one of the sturdiest doors of any brand. You see how this isn't going to blow in and out when it's windy, and there are definitely other brands that do that. I've had them slam on me and it doesn't feel good. But this is a nice stout door that will stay open or closed if you need it to. We also have an awning here with LED lights. We also have programmable door code. So you can program that to be your special code for this door, but you also have the ability to do a separate code for your basement storage. We do have dual fuel fill for your diesel. This is 90 gallons total. So you can actually be filling both tanks at the same time. We do have 105 gallons of fresh water on here, 40 black and 60 gray. And you'll see we do have the upgraded window awning package all the way around the coach. So if you don't want to necessarily have your big awnings out, which are gorgeous and very nice if you're hanging out outside, you also have these for just to keep the sun out of, say, the living room or something like that, just for short term. We'll start looking at the storage underneath. This is your 3,000 watt inverter down here. You'll see that Newmar does also carpet the basement storage for the same reason as they carpet those shelves inside. Now we have two pull-out shelves down here and still have the spare tiles that Newmar included when this coach was new. You also have some other things that the previous owner included for you. So really nice that they did that for you. And these are the exact same size. They can't go full pass-through on this coach because of the way that the chassis rail is in here, but they certainly did the best that they could. We have another flat screen Samsung TV and Bose soundbar outside. I always imagine this being like a drive-in movie theater out here in the evening time. What a romantic way to spend your evening. A little bit more storage here. And you may notice that these light up when I open them too. These are all LED lights throughout and outside the coach. A little bit of storage here. And this one is more of our engine stuff. So we've got our starting batteries as well as our disconnect there for the chassis. Around the back, really nice, sleek looking coach. We do have a side radiator, so you have access to your engine compartment. You're able to check your fluids here really easily. And then this is your backup camera here. keep a good eye on your tow vehicle or just safe when you're backing up. This is that side radiator I was just telling you about. This is your DEF fluid compartment. And people want to ask, you know, how often do I need to fill the DEF? It's about every third time you fill your diesel tank. Over here we have your water bay. We have an outside shower. We have a whole house water filter. And one of my favorite things is that this hose, as well as your 50 amp plug-in, are on a power rewind. So you just push a button and it'll suck that back up. You don't have to mess with it when it's muddy and cold. You also have the ability to see how much you have in each of those tanks. This is the emergency exit door I was telling you about when we were in the bathroom. So you can see this isn't that far if you had to jump, but with a ladder that drops down, it's very easy to get out of this if there were an emergency. This is your hydronic heating system that I was explaining before, Oasis. This is also where the vacuum system is kept. So this is where you're going to change your bags. You also can use those hoses down in the basement area if it gets dirty. You just plug them in down here. And then this is your 50 amp plug-in. Little bit of storage here. You'll see this is the opposite side of one of those trays. And these doors drop down. It's not your imagination. They drop down because this slide has to drop down when it comes out. So it's just to help you have access to this. So here we have 8 6-volt AGM batteries on a slide out tray. And then here we've got some electrical components. And then this is how you get into your generator. This is not on a power slide out, but there is an 8 kilowatt Onan quiet diesel generator on here. I just wanted to see if I missed anything here. We do have an engine block heater. Yeah, pretty much everything. If I missed anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. My name is Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'm happy to send you. I have the original build sheet right here, and the brochure I can pull up for you from 2020 as well. So please